We needed a way to make it actionable and understandable for partners. We developed what I've now coined as the 3-for-3 play. The 3-for-3 play is now the play that my team is running, both with new partners, that come on to work with us, as well as existing partners. And here's, Casey, how the conversation goes.
Oh yes, this is the Hardcore Marketing Show. I'm Casey Cheshire, your host for this epic journey. Today's show is sponsored by Ringmaster, on a mission to launch B2B podcasts that create relationships, generate revenue, and drive growth. Ringmasterlive.com. Bam. Okay, it's happening, guys. It's totally happening. And I hope you got your caffeine ready. My guest and I do. He's had a cortado. He's got the latte. I've got a Celsius, a Red Bull, and a glass of water. We are ready to rock. And if you want to keep up with this podcast, either slow it down by half speed or drink something else and join us in this fervor of excitement. We're going to have a good time today. Why? Because my guest is a blast from the past. He is one of the experts, one of the people I talked to many moons ago. In fact, on episode number 8, I talked to him. He's an absolute legend, total badass. The things he's done since then, I can't wait to learn from him. There's some amazing, okay, Casey. You're like, tell me who this guy is. All right, let's tell you about him. Marketing leader, thought leader, growth architect, writer, speaker, absolute partner marketing legend. Listen, he's been creating, marketing, selling SaaS for decades. How many decades? I won't spoil it for you, but decades. Leading, managing, grinding from 0 to 100 million ARR. He's frequently a writer on all the blogs you've been reading, on all the papers, the MarTech advisors, Chief MarTech. You know all the places you go, you might see his article there. He's a constant speaker at all the events you probably should be at. HubSpot's event, Marketo event, Dreamforce, you name it. Fun fact, created the first NBA analytics data mining product back in the day, and more recently grew the Formstack for Salesforce offering. There's a great story there. It's leading to some capital raises. It's absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to introduce to you today the VP of Partnerships at Formstack, Zak Pines. Welcome back, sir.
Wow, Casey, what an intro. I was here for episode 8 of your Hardcore Marketing Show, single digits. I know you're closing in on 400 now. So glad to be back. We'll make the encore even better. And man, what an intro. We need to talk about, like an agent. Maybe there's an agent role for me somewhere for you. Like this, that was an incredible intro. Thank you.
I'm happy to do it. Show me the money, as Jerry Maguire would say. Let's do this. Let's get you that contract. I'll be your hype man. Make this your wake up in the morning. This introduction. That's what you need. But I also need you to stop doing anything else, because I have no more room to say anything in that intro, unless maybe episode number 507 will just be like, guys, it's Zak again. He's back. If you need the intro, go reference episode 8.
Pencil me in for 500. I want to be 500. That would be awesome.
You want to be 500? Okay, well, Shenanigans is going down on 500. So I'm glad you're already pre-selecting to be in. But man, let's get into this. I'm excited to learn from you. You've been doing so many things in the world of partnerships and all over the place since then. So I'm going to pass you your old friend, but it was more notional back then, but now it isn't. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and take from me Thor's hammer. You got it?
Yeah, I got the hammer.
Smash some kind of marketing myth, bogus strategy, misconception. Set the record straight once and for all.
Okay, we're in myth busting mode. All right. Well, I've been deep in the partnerships world since we've met. So I'm gonna focus on something partnerships related. So I think the myth is, so many people are out there trying to build referral programs. How do we drive more referral business? The myth is partners care about your revenue share. Partners care about your revenue share. That's the myth. And I could flip that around to kind of explain what I mean by that. But the myth is partners care about your revenue share.
So they don't. They don't actually care. Tell me more.
A few might. 80/20 rule though, most don't. And the key insight here, Casey, is that's like one small part of a partner motion of a partner program. So don't obsess about that or think that's going to be your driver. You have to have way more compelling reasons for, your target partner profile to want to work with you.
Man, I can totally see us getting fixated. I've done that in the past. You get fixated, and I've definitely seen partner negotiations where you're all just talking about what percentage, but the experience shows you it's not really about that, huh? That's not really where the value's at. Where does this come from? Why do people get so hooked on it?
Maybe it's what you default to because sometimes you're coming at it from a sales perspective, and then you're thinking that this other party should care about this because you're looking at it from an inside perspective, but you've got to put yourself in the shoes of the partner. Now, in our case, Casey, funny enough, the main type of partner that we've had a ton of success with, you can relate to because it's tied to part of your past. It's actually a Salesforce, SI, a Salesforce consulting firm, a system integrator. Um, so put yourself in the shoes of that business. What do they care about? They care about number one, having great trusted customer relationships where they're providing tremendous value and tremendous solutions to customers. So it's got to start with how can you help my customer? And everybody is tied to their world, their vertical, their industry. So it's got to be something that is specific to that vertical in terms of your joint value. It starts there, and then back that up with, it's not about revenue share. It's going to be about, if I'm a services business, what do I care about? I care about making more money on services first and foremost. Again, the license revenue share may come into it, but that's not the lead. That's more the cherry on top once you've got the other fundamentals in place.
Man, I experienced this. I experienced it a long time ago in the good old days of Pardot, RIP. Now that it's called something atrocious that I can't even remember. Um, and I was in the original OG pre-Salesforce partner program, and they were paying like commission for life. As long as they're a customer, will pay you that percent of every month, right? For life. And you think, oh my gosh, if we invest some time, this could just be something that just makes us money for the rest of our lives, right? Cue the dramatic music. And in the end, almost to a T, everyone that was involved in that kind of a deal, like, churned after one of their contracts or 2, and, I mean, and it's a great product too, but for some reason,
Yeah, motivations weren't aligned.
yeah, maybe 1 went, like, 2 years, but everyone else, like, no, and so when you did the math, it wasn't actually worth, 'cause we were, "Oh, maybe we'll just do some free onboarding and some free that." No, it never really was about that. I mean, it's nice, it's like a nice gift, but
Well, that's also, again, back to what I said, like you may evolve to caring about it, meaning like it would be wonderful, and it's actually an educational opportunity to show a consulting firm, an SI, hey, you have an opportunity here to actually build a recurring revenue stream. Which is actually good for their business. That's not step one though. That's more like step 5. Once you've established all the other things are in place. So
it's a step, but it's not your first
yeah,
one.
don't lead with that. That's not gonna be the compelling reason. It's the cherry on top. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Another one, a podcasting hosting platform, and every now and then, I'll get an email saying, "Hey, thank you. Here's $5 from the, $40 transaction." And it's like, it's nice. It's nice to get that, but at the same time,
I call that tipping the dealer.
you know what? I like that. I like that.
And we have that. We have revenue share, and we have different tiers, and you could, so again, I'm not talking about our revenue share program, which is more just one of the many things we offer, but we do have a tiered program where you can go from 10, 20, 30%. And at like the 10%, level to like, hey, you work with us, you send us business, and I 10%, like, hey, we're tipped. Yeah, we're extending our appreciation for for delivering that customer to us.
That's a great mind shift for me because before, if you're looking at it like paying the check or paying the salary, that it's not that. But if it's just like a nice, hey, thanks for the good service, little thank you, then I totally get that. But where is the value then? If it's not that, we can get fixated on that.
So okay, so it starts with again a joint value prop to deliver a great solution to a customer, right? So there's gotta be joint alignment there because that ultimately is what fuels every business. And that has to be the foundation of any partner program is we're working together to provide value to customers. Okay. That's got to be in place. Otherwise shouldn't be having the conversation. I think I've stumbled across something that has really added a lot more, ammunition to our motion just in the past few months. And I think you'll, given given the Martech background, to totally get this. So it's been, there's always been a lot in the partner world. There's been a lot of like crossbeam, reveal, like account mapping, like like that's been the software fad for the past few years. And going back a few years, like we would do that, we would get set up on crossbeam, but it didn't really lead to anything.
Wait, what is Crossbeam? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Crossbeam is a SaaS software, of course, whereby your partner organizations and you could automate, account mapping, something that partner teams might have done through spreadsheets in the past. It grew out of a data integration and sync product that then got applied for this use case. But it's the go-to right now of partner teams working together, identifying who are our joint customers, who are our joint prospects, who of your customers are my prospects, and vice versa. And it ties to like how can partner teams drive, customer acquisition programs with each other that can be way more effective than traditional marketing because now you're leveraging your partners to get to customers more effectively. So that's what Crossbeam is. My observation is thinking of the early days of when I absorbed it, it was falling into the trap that I always saw with other softwares in the past of, it was leading with the software. It was like, hey, we got to get on Crossbeam. And there was a book one of my mentors had shared with me years and years ago. And it was, I think a since controversial, I think it was Lance Armstrong's book. So take it forward. But the title of the book is very memorable. It was, it's not about the bike. It's not about the bike. So, don't lead with the software. As an early Marketo partner, it's like, don't say you're implementing Marketo. That's not the goal. The goal is we're driving a closed loop demand generation system to, drive X% growth from, our marketing database, et cetera. So never lead with the software. So it was frustrating me that like in conversation, it was like, hey, what are we doing? Oh, we're using Crossbeam. No, that's not what we're doing. We needed a way to make it actionable and understandable for partners. We developed what I've now coined as the 3-for-3 play. The 3-for-3 play is now the play that my team is running both with new partners, that come on to work with us, as well as existing partners. And here's, Casey, how the conversation goes. It's, okay, we Formstack have, tens of thousands of customers, and so many of them would benefit from experts, that can help them, get more out of both our products, but even more broadly, like how they can help achieve their objectives. So we want to understand from the partner, who are the types of companies that you're trying to get to by vertical, by geography, size, use cases, however that's defined. And we want to identify 3 of our customers to introduce you to as a value add, and we'll work with our account manager to do that. And then the other side of the play is, here's what Formstack does. We can, in the case of a Salesforce SI, we're the go-to for data collection, document automation, digital signature, working together in one. Which of your relationships would benefit from that? maybe there's a consolidation opportunity to help, a customer move off of other softwares. Maybe there's an opportunity to drive significant, efficiency, better customer experience. And let's identify, 3 customers where we can help you, keyword help you, AKA co-sell, you're not doing this on your own. And what does it help you do? Let's help you guys generate some Formstack projects and help customers. So again, not even leading with it's not leading with go sell Formstack. It's like, we want to help you generate projects, initiatives, with customers. And that's the 3 for 3. So 3 directed towards customers. Hey, we'll bring you in. And 3 co-selling, which become, quote unquote, new business opportunities for Formstack to co-sell. And what do you think of that? Because I'll tell you, man, that's resonating. People are like, yeah, like we have such a high hit rate on interest in doing that. And then a high hit rate on turning that into pipeline and revenue.
Dude, this is fantastic. Just now, and then also when you said joint value prop to deliver value to the customer, I'm like, how did I get this guy on the podcast? Thanks for being here, because I feel like the wizard level is increasing on this. My brain is smoking. 3 for 3. So let me make sure I get this right, because I love this and I want to implement this. So the initial one is, tell me what you're looking for, and then I'm sending 3 people your way that you could potentially help, that I'm already working with, and then I'm sharing with you what I do best and the value I bring, and then you're suggesting 3 that we could work together on.
Correct. And the only tweak I'd make is it's not even a sending your way. It's like, we're going to go together, each of these companies and have a conversation about how we can help.
I love that. 3 for 3. And I get it. So 3 is
3
Yep.
for 3.
I love it, dude. Oh man. Okay. So, and then how do you implementing this? It's just, this is on the initial partner calls when you have new potential partners with Formstack?
Yeah. So partners, as we, can come inbound or can come outbound. So, if you're coming inbound to us, I mean, usually you have something in mind, first and foremost. So we'll take care of that. Maybe there's a specific customer you're scoping, so we'll certainly take care of that, but then kind of back up. Hey, this is a great next step to kind of fuel our collaboration. And that resonates because in any partner conversation, the question's like, hey, how do we actually get started? How do we actually, and it's, again, the common link is, well, if there's business for both of us, that's going to drive interest. So, and then from an outbound standpoint, yeah, it's a conversation very similar to what I've just shared with you, which is if I'm talking, let's say I'm meeting a Salesforce consultant at an event. Well, first I want to get to know their business, verticals they're focused in, use cases they're focused on, how they like to generate business. Is it, through your own marketing? Is it through Salesforce? And then kind of share that idea. And then back that up with product enablement, with, we provide great support. We provide great co-marketing resources. We'll get you, once you're certified, we'll get you listed in our partner directory to feature you as a partner. We'll get you all the Formstack assets to kind of promote our, our work together. So yeah, it has given a lot more, it's driven a lot more proactive partner engagement.
It totally makes sense to have something like this, because I've seen so many partner conversations fizzle out after the first, but they were great first calls, right? Yeah, we hit it off personality wise. Our tools and products and services could work together. And then it just, and sometimes it goes down the legal rabbit hole. Let's get agreements. Let's get all these things in place. And I understand sometimes you need those things, but it just, all the other things without your 3 for 3. And then I guess sometimes I've tried to say, let's just find one use case where we can work together. But I like the idea of 3, because one may not succeed, but after 3, you'll know. You'll know if it's a
I've always been a rule of three person. Like three's always been the number of like, let's focus on three priorities. Let's focus. What are your top three? So that number just fit for the play.
I had a crazy idea too. As you were talking, like, man, this is a mature, cutting edge partner program. And then I just thought in my head, I feel like I need to become a Formstack partner just so I can learn from the best, And then, so formstack.com/partners, people. There you go.
We've got an excellent partner onboarding manager. His name's Kevin Gordillo, but he goes simply by KG. So it's like you're working with KG to get started as a new Formstack partner.
That's cool. That's so cool. And just so we solidify, are there any best practice? So the 3 for 3, is there anything else around that when I think of new partnerships? I'm currently solidifying one right now. I'm really excited. The person's fantastic, brilliant. I want to work with them. We haven't done the 3 for 3 yet. We're doing that literally after this call. I'm gonna have to call them up and say that. But like, are there any other things I need to
Yeah.
be mindful of?
I mean, other things. I always like to ask, I always ask the question to a partner, what does success look like? What does success look like to you? Open-ended question, but, want to understand that because for a couple of reasons, like want to understand the answer so that we can best, map to that answer, but also it helps us prioritize, meaning like, if the answer is like, oh, our success with you guys is doing, one project a year because when we have customers asking for this, we want to have someone to go to. It's like, okay, like, yeah, we can support you on that one project a year or one project a quarter, whatever that is. It's probably more like a tip the dealer situation I was describing earlier, where it's like, yeah, we appreciate you and we've got your back. But or it could be like we want to go get 20 customers together over the next quarter. We're going to add more resource to back those efforts. So what does success look like is a great framing. Another, I used one of my other go-to messages, Casey, in my last description there, but it's we have your back. We have your back. I find myself saying that a lot in a partner conversation. People just want to know, like, we've got your back. It is true. We're authentic people. We're always going to be available. We've got Slack channels going with a whole bunch of our partners. So it's a very hands-on and available. Availability is high. We know, this consulting persona, again, you've been there, deadlines, weekend work, night work, not a lot of margin for error around delivery. So we know how important that is. And then, we back that up with things like a dedicated partner support process, specific resources so that, you're working with a salesperson who is consistent for all of your referrals. It's not getting, round robin across a bigger team. It's people, that you're working with every day. And then, continuous enablement, both around product as well as marketing and, getting into conversations across Formstack where appropriate, feedback. And we've built that as kind of the ethos of the program, and it's proven to really resonate.
Man, we have your back in the support process, right? You do all this work to get them in to form this partnership, the 3 for 3, and then something happens and you leave them standing there looking like an idiot, and then you've burned that thing. It's so I can see much, almost really even more than a customer support is the fact that this partner, especially if it's one of those ones that wants to bring in 20, this could be a huge source. So we got to make sure we take care of them.
Got to take care of them. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but the next thing is,
Yeah, bring it.
once
I get the Red Bull, man. I'm good.
So once you delivered something like that, we call that, document the use case. I don't have as good a name for this one. Maybe you can help me if you know any marketing people. So you've delivered a project together. We document that use case because we want that to be a repeatable use case, meaning like our partner focused in healthcare, they're helping a customer improve their patient intake process. Like one of the things Formstack for Salesforce does is pre-fill information on a form, on a web form, because one of my phrases there is like, you should never fill out the same information twice to your healthcare provider. Well, Formstack solves for that with pre-filled forms.
Tangent though, you can handle the HIPAA data and all that?
Yes, Formstack is HIPAA compliant. I'm going to be at HIMSS in early March. If any of your listeners are going to be there, Formstack is going to be launching a new and improved healthcare offering at HIMSS.
That's impressive.
Well, anyway, we're on a Formstack tangent. But the point I was making is, from a partner standpoint, once they've delivered something, documenting that as the repeatable use case. Because again, what's the value of partnerships to a business from a business standpoint? It should be a great multiplier. It should be the 2, 3, 10x multiplier. And the way to realize that vision is to have repeatable use cases with partners that helps, get that kind of customer acquisition flywheel going.
And this is above and beyond even just that partner relationship. So what I'm getting is if this one partner blazed a trail and you're like, wow, this really worked with this, you might even take that to the marketing team and say, we've got something here, and sales as well. Like, hey, this worked. We co-sold it. And guess what? Months later, now you're going to HIMSS. You're doing a whole medical thing. So your partner's really helping you understand how you can go to market.
Yeah, partners. And then that goes back to the marketing team to promote that use case, promote that partner. So absolutely. I mean, partners are at the forefront of use cases, of product innovation, of product feedback. And, that's also part of that kind of continuous back and forth.
And you know what? Honestly, you can get some great feedback from them in a more educated way, because if they're in it all the time, they're able to tell you, better describe what's happening. Hey, this is happening, or this is what's working. And it's not like, oh, they just don't know where to click in the UI. It's like, nope, they've been in there a bit.
Yeah, and that's why that partner support process has been so important, because we know if we're getting a partner ticket, they are like, it's vetted. They've researched it. They've tried everything. And so that's why it's going to get an elevated level of support. Another thing, Casey, any partner ticket, like it's submitted through Forms for Salesforce. I get a notification, but I've also been able to like early alert even issues, because the second I see 2 partners submit the same ticket, I know something deeper's going on.
The hair rises and
So that's also another truism of partner support. Yeah, once you see 2 partners with the same issue, something deeper is going on.
Do you track your tickets in Salesforce, or how do you like to track your partner?
Yeah, so Forms for Salesforce, so we use our own product. I'm a big believer in, use your own products. Partner team is number one user of our Formstack products for years and years. But it's a really cool thing. It's a conditional logic on the form. So partner can say like, I'm submitting it on my behalf. I'm submitting on behalf of a customer. Okay, which customer, which product, have you given org access? So it guides the partner through that experience. They submit it right into Salesforce, notification to partner team, special reporting that we review with support leadership on those tickets, using Salesforce dashboards. Yes.
Wow. It's amazing the gap that you filled for Salesforce. Just taking a quick tangent, like the forms were so bad, and then Formstack comes along and says, let's just fix that and make this smart and sexy. And you don't need to implement all these other things. Just let's get you that form. Let's get you that data inside. I'm really impressed with how it's grown over the years.
Yeah. And then the other piece is Formstack documents. So we have the full document automation piece. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Right. Natural extension is into the documents. This is great. So the 3 for 3, really paying attention, supporting them. We've got your back. What does success look like? Are there any other things that I need to either make sure I do or not do when it comes to a partner relationship?
Any other things to do or not do in a partner relationship? Is that the question?
Yeah. Especially the not do. Like, have you seen any mistakes out there?
Can we, I mean, communications obviously is vital. Because now you're in a three-way relationship, right? So there's yourselves, there's the partner, there's a customer. So just having really great communications. If there is an issue, um, certainly, I'll just go back to say it again. Yeah, just kind of demonstrating that you have each other's back throughout the collaboration and the relationship, and probably, yeah, just being mindful that partners are kind of living, breathing organisms themselves. So, like, for example, someone will come to me and be like, "Hey, like, is this partner, like, have they been trained on Formstack?" And it's like, well, yes, but not sure who the individual is. So we've got to, we got to dig in. Like, maybe that person has been reassigned. Maybe they're on a different project. People leave companies all the time. So it's a living, breathing organism that you have to keep tabs of constantly. And, you've got to be constantly kind of mindful that, partners are changing. And that's why the continuous enablement, the continuous communications is important.
Raise a great point. I mean, I remember when I used to look at my marketing database as like a pile of treasure under a dragon, and I just was piling up more and more stuff in there, and not realizing that the data was dying literally every moment of every day. Slowly, things were changing, right? And so, I partners as well. It makes total sense. You think, oh, we just gathered up 100 partners, yeah, but no, but one company's going out of business, one company just got acquired, somebody else, your POC just left, so yeah, they are moving and shifting on you.
I mean, our favorite partners are like entrepreneurial, startup high growth SIs. And yeah, we've had like definitely double digits of partners get acquired. And most of them has been exciting. But yeah, constant change out there in the ecosystem.
Jeez, and you just got to stay one step ahead of it and get that good communication. But you know what? I could see it really cementing. You get the three and the three thing going, and man, stuff can really kick in there.
That jump starts it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's like a surge of energy. This says, "Hey, this is worth it. Let's devote the time." Um, yeah, yeah. So, where do you see this going? Because I definitely saw in Formstack, you got the AI happening, and we got this AI stuff. Right? Has it impacted you in the partner world or in the marketing world? What are you seeing?
Yes. Yes, was the answer. In so many ways, Casey. I think I'll start with the partner team, then I can talk about Formstack customers, and then Formstack products. So actually, I'll use my rule of three, and I'll hit all three of those. Okay, here's our point of view on partnerships. Like, we're a lean and mean team. We are really efficient in terms of as a growth driver for the business, and we want to stay that way. Also, partners are so multidimensional. Like, I mean, think of all the things we've talked about here today, like support tickets and marketing and following up on, additional people joining. Like, there's so many things going on that we are going to look to implement some tools to kind of improve how we can scale and have these like highly personalized processes and communications that kind of, again, is our ethos, but do that at scale. So we're seeing AI for our own team as something that we can use to kind of keep our level of effectiveness at the same level or even higher, while kind of scaling our collaboration with our growing base of
Okay,
partners.
dang.
From a customer standpoint, I'm excited. We were talking about support. We've had a nice breakthrough on our support strategy, where they're rolling out AI to kind of front our support in general, partner on customer support. What we found is, like, not surprisingly, like, we want to leverage a chat bot to power better helping customers find answers to their questions. We analyzed the tickets and we found like 75% plus of our tickets are solvable with help content. It's just, number one, people don't know how to find it. And number two, the terminology they use might be slightly different, but it's really there. So we think an AI chatbot is going to just help better direct people, deflect a bunch of tickets, and just provide a better customer experience and like way more real-time gratification for like the basic help. that customers and partners need, and then allow our actual, support team to focus on the tougher troubleshooting.
It makes a little sense. I think in the past, everyone was just like, "Get me a representative, get me to the human," right? But now that we've got the GPTs and all the language models really cranking in there, sometimes they're smarter than us and they can do almost anything. So yeah, that 75% number sounds right. And I think culture, we've shifted a little bit to be like, "Hey, if you can get me the answer, that's cool. I'm down."
So yeah, that's launching soon. And then from a product standpoint, I think AI is, our products, it's sort of surrounds the product, if you will, and sort of amplifies it. I'll give you an example there. Well, I'll give you a very specific example. So in our market, so Formstack documents for Salesforce, that product, like that product's been growing really nicely. As you pointed out, like customers have that need to be able to set up, document templates and generate documents out of Salesforce automatically or at the click of a button. And the market there's some legacy players, I'd call them. Like Conga is a legacy player that kind of has moved out of that market. Like they have a composer product. They're not very focused on it. They're trying to get into other, kind of competitive areas with Salesforce, like revenue, life cycle.
I love that you're putting them on blast right now too. This is great.
Oh, just giving you what we're seeing. And
I love this.
basically they're also, hiking up prices. So, but if I've got a document automation setup, that's kind of hard to migrate or move like that. Like the blocker for that's going to be switching costs, time to set up new templates, and maybe I don't want to pay to do all that work. So we're using AI to build a migration tool, a template migration.
Ooh, I like that.
Take your Conga templates, migrate them to Formstack documents. And Casey, this also ties to the partner play. Not even saying it's not intended to be like click a button 100%, I'm done, because people need handholding anyway. And if I'm going through a document migration project, I probably need to update documents. It's probably going to lead to other areas that I want help with around, how data is collected and workflow. So it's really intended as a driver for our partners to be able to unlock projects that they wouldn't otherwise do, customers, add more value, because now I can do, 80% of what I would have had to charge you for, we can cover with a migration tool, but there's still value add work being done to really help the customer. So we're super excited about that. We're piloting it. We're going to be launching it, more broadly later in the quarter. But curious your thoughts. I think that was a pretty freaking, great use of AI by our product team with kind of how they're looking to apply it.
Man, I could see the partners, salivating over this, saying, "Okay, this is a great play." I'd much rather work with them in Formstack anyways, so I could convert them over. And you're making it easy. They can still add their value on top of it, get some good, get some good revenue out of that. So you're setting them up for a success right there. And it helps you out, of course, but it also gets them a project and a customer.
And for me, like it's just like such a good, like real, like AI can be so abstract. It's a good, like, and I've always thought of Formstack this way. Like it's just like a practical example. Like it's a practical example that becomes like a value add to the customer and a win for our partners.
Man. So is it to the point where it's basically a no-brainer? If you have Salesforce, you need Formstack?
Yeah, I think we have a native to Salesforce strategy. So it's a excellent tool set, and very pinned to time to value as well. Meaning like, there's more options than ever before, but Formstack should always win on being the best way to build forms, build documents, set up signature processes, do so quickly, have things that are easy to evolve, easy to edit. So time to value is going to be a core principle for, where we're going to win based on that native to Salesforce approach.
Just to be clear, if you don't have Salesforce, it still works just fine, or is it?
So we have multiple offerings, Casey. Yeah, we have a broader, just Formstack offering that works, standalone or with other systems. We're going to be going deeper, much deeper into other data sources, hence the HIMSS event that I mentioned. So more EHR data sources, more EHR integration. So Salesforce has been, a big focus as a partner and a big focus for me over the past few years, but Formstack can work, standalone and with really any data source around data collection, pre-filled forms, automated documents, digital signatures. I mean, some of the headlines, again, back to what I said earlier, just the idea of an end customer should never have to fill out a blank form ever again. So if you want to pre-fill information to improve the customer experience, that's a great use case. And generally kind of consolidate software spend around workflow, forms, document automation, digital signature. There's some legacy and incumbent players out there that are, not the best to work with and quite pricey, and we're helping to consolidate a lot of that.
Dude, I'm seeing hundreds of integrate, all the CRMs, all the things. So that's sick. And I don't mind, those listening. If you don't have Formstack, maybe you should try it out. And also, if you want to potentially partner with them, I would recommend that too, because dang, they have it.
Yeah, I'm sure but Zak Pines on LinkedIn, but should be easy to find. And if you mention Casey,
do you ever say no to a partner? Yeah, mention Casey and you'll get $1,000 off on the checkout. Not really. I made that up.
Ever say no to a partner? Well, Casey, it comes down to this, meaning like joint value, that it's that joint value prop conversation. Meaning like once you get into that, if you find that there's not, it's not well aligned, yeah, then that would be a reason to not work together. And then also remember that question of like, what does success look like? Yeah, not that we're going to turn anyone away, but if you're looking for, we'll kind of tweak or tailor how we work with you, based on your interest as well. Again, back to like, is it just like a hands-off thing where you want to have someone to call, once in a while? Like, okay, we can do that. Not saying no. But where are we going to spend our time? We're going to spend our time on people who are bought into that joint value prop and are going to, spend time, driving customer success together.
I totally get the nuance there. That's fantastic. Yeah. Come one, come all. And then we'll respond appropriately to the level of investment, mutual investment, mutual value, to your point. Yeah. Hey, I triggered you on our prep call. I said the word affiliate. Tell me real quick. What's your thought on that?
I banned the word by our team. Just in terms of, partner motions and how they've evolved. And I kind of joke with you, like that reminds me of like early 2000s link sharing, like with affiliate. And it's just not the type of partner relationship we're trying to drive, meaning like we're looking to do something way more active, way more joint value prop. Affiliate to me, like I literally, I'm here cringing. Like there's just such a disconnected nature to that I don't consider an affiliate program a, modern 2025, partner motion.
It sounds very transactional too. Click my thing, buy my thing. Here's your tip. Go away.
So yeah, not for B2B SaaS. Maybe it has a place in other transactional industries.
Yeah. But also like not that kind of relationship that you've been describing here, where it's like, we're looking to build value together. Let's share and see what we can do. Dude, this is cool. I know we started earlier. I cut you off, but where can people connect with you? Where do you want them to go? What do you want them to check out?
Zak Pines, ZAK PINES. You can find me on LinkedIn. That's probably the best spot. And, Casey will, I'm sure, have, various links as part of the podcast. But, looking forward to connecting on LinkedIn, also on Twitter as well.
I don't know if I had this question too when we first chatted. So circling back around, if you don't mind, it's a hypothetical question. It's a little more of a personal nature. All right. So last question too, I promise. I may or may not have a time machine up here in New Hampshire. So you drive on up, we get some beer and some lobster, and we use the time machine. It's in the backyard, covered in a tarp. It's got a heater, don't worry. It's winter time right now. We use this time machine. We get to go back in time, and you get to see and visit and talk to yourself right after you got that economics degree. In fact, 4 days after that, right? So all the buzzes went off a little bit, and you get to talk to that Zach. What kind of advice would you tell him?
Go for it. Go for it is the simple advice. That really has always been my mentality, Casey, with the career. Um, and if anything, I think I had that. Well, sometimes right over time, you can lose some of that, college age, early 20s, brashness, right? So I would just reinforce that right there to college grad Zach, and just the message is go for it. In terms of anything about your career, anything about helping people in a job, or like you gotta lean in, and like if the question's like, oh, should I bring up this opportunity? Should I bring up this concern? Should I share this idea? Should I reach out to that person who I haven't talked to in a while? Like us reconnecting here today. Like, go for it. Go for it, Casey.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And do you think young Zach would listen?
Again, I think, yeah, because I think that was my mindset then, and it would have just been helpful reinforcement, man. Yeah.
And he'd be like, how do you read my mind, old man? That's what I was thinking too. Like, go for it, young Zach. Awesome, dude. Well, man, thank you so much for coming back on here. It's been years, it's been episodes, and man, to have a masterclass on a really mutual value building partner program is just such an honor, man. So thank you for coming on here.
This was fun, Casey. Sign me up for 500, or if that's too prestigious, I'll take 501 or 502 even.
Oh, I told you 500 is going to be off the rails. We might need police escorts and everything. It's going to be insane. So, okay, you're in, man. I got you on the list.
Okay. We can do it, hey, in person. I'm not too far from you, as you know, in New Hampshire. We could do a live pod and sell tickets.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 500 has to be in person. Yeah, totally, totally. We'll have lions and tigers, definitely a giraffe, all the things, man. And hey, for those listening, if you learned something, and I freaking know you did, because I literally have 2 pages of notes over here, front and back, running out of space, going back, hashtags, all the things. Then share this with one person, man. That's thought leadership, is getting good information into other people's hands. Someone who maybe has a partner program and is lame, or the next time you encounter a lame partner program, send them this episode and be like, hey, you need to go to school. You need to learn from the great and powerful Zak Pines. And with that, Zach, thank you again, sir.
Casey, this was too much fun, and thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. Well, this has been another crazy, cool, exciting, wild, educational episode of the Hardcore Marketing Show. We will see you all next time.